Guys burst out of the locker room, and we're ready for football as the 49ers get set to do battle with the Seattle Seahawks. Seems like we were just starting training camp, but here we are in October, and off we go on EA Sports.
And this will go as a touchback, and they will begin things at the 25. First and 10, and kind of tipping their hand at running the ball. 3 tight ends are out there.
And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32. Decided to hand it off that time on the run-pass option.
Appeared to be an easy decision. Just gave it inside. Nice steady gain.
Working with a 2nd and 3. Here's Huntley. This caught left side by the tight end Parham.
That was a route run not just with dexterity, but with intelligence. Found the hole in the zone, made sure the quarterback saw him, and was able to make the sure catch and flip the down marker back to 1.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
To throw, Huntley.
And a big loss here as he's taken down. Shaq Thompson making his presence felt on the sack.
And this is what you've got to do against a quarterback like him. You've got to keep him in the pocket and not let him get to the perimeter, because once he gets outside, that's where he can really hurt you.
Under pressure, and they got to him again. Shaq Thompson able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
Okay, let's go back a little bit and see if my schooling comes to the front. What's that old saying? Those who forget the lessons of history are doomed to repeat them. That's the same guy who's gotten back-to-back sacks. I think a double team may be in order.
After the sack, they'll come up now 3rd and long.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them run the ball here just to try and get some space.
Now on 3rd and forever, he'll look to throw.
This will be taken in by Michael Pittman.
Well, a heck of a play there on 3rd down, but amazingly, they're still short for 4th. They'll try and throw for it here. And they hit him as he throws, as this one's going to go straight down to the turf. Incomplete. A surprising move here on the opening drive of the game. And the Niners take over in terrific field position.
They'll run for the first time with Antonio Gibson. It's a 1st down and more for Gibson.
Antonio Gibson is an absolute dart with the ball in his hands, and he can make you miss, and he can run over you. Took a little while to crack the starting lineup as a rookie, but boy, was he sensational when he did. Went for 115 yards and 3 scores in a Thanksgiving Day clobbering of the Dallas Cowboys. And Washington, they feel like they had a real find when they took him in the 3rd round last year, number 66 overall, and he justified their decision.
And now a throw on 1st down there, but it's incomplete.
Well, this rivalry, Charles, the Seahawks and Niners, really one of the best in the NFL. So many great games in the last decade or so between these two. Where does this one rank for you in terms of best rivalries of, let's say, the 21st century?
I'm so glad you phrased it that way, because
touchdown 49ers! Noah Fant, his first touchdown on the year. And the Niners have taken the early lead. The point after through the raindrops, up and good. And that makes the score 7-0. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away.
Raymond Calais now from his end zone. And in hindsight, probably should have taken a knee as he only gets this out to the 16-yard line.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And last time this unit was out here, costly turnover, and then that turned into 6 points. They've got to make amends.
And how many times have we sat in meetings with coaches and they use the term complementary football?
And now off to the races down the right side. And all the way in, touchdown Seattle.
Well, we know that he can beat you in a number of ways. He can catch it short, he can take it long, or he can do what we just saw right there, catch it and then run with the football.
Extra point try, good by Gano.
And that will tie our score here in this opening quarter of play.
So I'll leave it at 7 now as they kick it away. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway.
Early on, you know, Charles, every game could be called a measuring stick game. But I think when it comes within your division like this, it's a measuring stick game with a little extra intrigue.
I would agree with that totally because all division games have a little extra to them. But I like where this game is situated because at this stage of the season, it has that little extra juice, but at the same time, it's not a make or break if this were, let's say, week 15, 16, something like that neighborhood.
And he's upended at the 33 following a good pickup of 8.
Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice, safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space, and it turned out to be a nice play for the offense.
Not much there, maybe a couple up to the 35.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. And what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
Throwing, Jones. He's got a man, it's his fullback. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down.
So they give up the completion there. But defensively, Charles, you're going up against a quarterback here who's had some moments, but really a lot of ups and downs in the early part of his career. What's the plan against a guy like this?
Well, you want to rattle him first and foremost. Bring some people at him, a couple extra guys in the pocket, see if he can handle it. The second thing, you want to make him think. Show him one look, go to another, disguise a few things, make him throw into what you call your defensive traps, and try and make some good plays on the ball and get a few takeaways.
We've seen quite a bit of the short passing game here early on first quarter, haven't we?
We have, and I think it works a couple of ways for this team because, number one, you throw the short game until they stop it. And if they're not going to stop it, you keep throwing it, and occasionally you'll break a tackle.
And it's complete. In the end zone, touchdown 49ers.
Jamar Chase.
His 6th touchdown of the season. And the 49ers have now taken the lead. Gold with the extra point, and that makes the score 14-7. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes.
Out of his end zone now is Calais. No return here for Calais, and this will be a touchback. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And following that long touchdown pass, a one-play drive last time, to see if the defense, you know they're ready. They don't want that to happen again.
And you would have thought they would have been ready the last time. That's what you work on all the time. Make sure that no one gets behind you. That's the cardinal sin of defense, not giving up the long pass. They did. Let's see how they adjust.
Over the middle, and there's a diving catch. Yeah, this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30.
Hey, did you have one of those backyards that you had one of those, like, mats or pits like you have for high jumpers? And, you had your friends throw the ball and you tried to make the spectacular catches?
I didn't need a mat.
you just did it with the ground?
Absolutely.
That explains your toughness. That explains your toughness right there. Because I think that guy was raised just like you. What a catch.
Huntley to throw. Looking for Campbell downfield. And unable to connect. Incomplete. I'll give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down. On 4th down, on is Corey Bojorquez to punt. And he couldn't get it to check up. That kicks all the way into the end zone for a touchback. The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. And thus far, the weather has not slowed this offense down one bit. They've looked good so far. Into a sea of defenders and intercepted. Picked off around the 41. And his guys are going to take over at the 39-yard line. Boy, he had to fit that into a pretty tight window over the middle. And, Charles, I think they were in zone defensively, weren't they?
They certainly were. Nice read on your part. And sometimes the quarterback isn't fooled between zone and man. Sometimes just fooled by the type of zone that he sees. Because oftentimes those linebackers will vacate and run downfield with receivers. In this case, he played a pure zone and was in the wrong spot for the QB.
Oh, he was hit as he threw it there, and that one winds up incomplete.
That was nice work there defensively to force incompletion. Now, even though this drive started in plus territory, they're still not in field goal range yet. So they can work towards another couple of stops and not allowing that turnover to hurt.
He'll try again with the arm here on 2nd down. And a throw for Pittman is intercepted. Picked off by Cameron Curl. And they will be set up now as he brings this thing all the way back inside the 20. They're trying to resurrect his confidence. Last week was a disaster. 5 interceptions in that loss, and another pick there.
I played with a quarterback like this before, and he had a tough game, and the head coach said, I'll take him, I'll fix him. The very next game, he started out the exact same way. The head coach turned to the offense coordinator and said, he's yours from now on. Someone has to take responsibility and work with him and try and get him settled. That's a big league job there of getting out of the pocket, not panicking, and just buying himself some time. Then he made a good, accurate throw to set up 1st and goal.
Gibson. And he will fight his way into the end zone for a touchdown. Antonio Gibson, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the 49ers are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Gold able to tack on the extra point, and it's now 21-7. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. No return here for Calais, and this will be a touchback. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And this not an easy situation. You're down early, in the elements, you're on the road. How do you get the mojo back?
Well, one thing is to remember that as an offensive player, you have a much better idea of what you're trying to accomplish and where you're trying to go than the defender. So in this case, because you know it, you can make your cuts with a little more decisiveness. Maybe a second fake, some double moves, things of that nature to go ahead and try and put some pressure on the defense. For a lot of guys playing this game, there's no better feeling than running right through a tackle. He's able to lower his center of gravity and churn his legs for a really nice pickup.
First and 10, Taylor now.
And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2.
That was a good run, and it got to the second level. And what I mean by that is that's where the linebackers usually play. First level being the defensive front, last level being the secondary. But the strong safety position ended up making the tackle. And oftentimes we call them a hybrid. Combination defensive back, combination linebacker. We saw the linebacker make the stop. Certainly making his presence felt in both the pass and the run game. He's having an impact.
Yeah, his first carry of the game right there. He had hurt him with his arm. Now he's showing that he can shuffle the puppies as well.
Oh, he's going to let this go for the end zone. It is intercepted at the goal line. William Jackson with a pick. And the Niners are going to get the football here as the ball will come out to the 20. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start...
Now the pressure comes, and he goes down. Just inside the 10, back at the 9.
It's Khalil Mack that time, shooting in there to get him to the ground. Well, they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21.
He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked up by Fabian Moreau. And they are going to set up shop at the 32-yard line.
And that now 2 interceptions thrown in the second quarter.
And you know, a lot of people look at these guys and they think to themselves that maybe, possibly, they're still thinking about the first one. And they probably are. I think in this case, he's just trying to atone for the first interception. Tried a little bit too hard, maybe forced it a bit, and instead created a second one.
Here's 2nd and a yard.
I always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? And I'm like, any of them, especially if it's a good receiver. That makes things very difficult. But when you're running a drag route, something short, shallow, going through defenders, using guys almost as screens in order to get open, that makes things tough for guys trying to get to the football.
Back to Taylor on first down. And he'll get maybe a couple before he's taken down, as that will take us to the 2-minute warning. On second down, it's Taylor.
And here he'll get it down to the 7. 49ers have an extra defensive back on the field. A nickel set for third down. Operating from the gun, Huntley.
I'm not sure he saw the linebacker there, as that's batted down and incomplete.
Problems on third down so far in this first half. Relatively small sample size, but they're now 0 for 3.
And the average in the league, somewhere around 40% on third down for offenses. So what's the answer to this? Either convert them or don't get the third down in the first place. Get your big chunks of yards on first and second down.
So the turnover leads to points as they add 3 there.
Yeah, what a sequence there, and a nice win for them. They forced the interception, put together a little drive, and then come away with 3 points. Nothing to it, partner. Just do it.
And this one travels out of bounds, so unsuccessful there on the onside kick try. Now Jones.
Throw right side, taken in by Gibson.
And he'll go down inside the 45 before going out of bounds. They should have got more out of that, though. He was wide open.
I love how emphatic you are with that call, because that's exactly what I was thinking. Wide open in the flat. Give him a ball that he can use to get upfield with, not just catch and go over the sideline. They cost themselves some yardage there.
And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on, third down.
Have to give some credit to the defender on that when he read all of his keys perfectly and got a great break on the ball and able to force that incompletion.
Here's Jones from the gun on third down.
Gets this into the hands of N'Keal Harry. And he is going to have a Niners first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
Creeping up on a minute to play in this first half. Back to throw again.
And he's going to have the hook up here with Harry. Touchdown! N'Keal Harry, his second touchdown on the season.
And the 49ers add 6 to their lead. Gold with the extra point, and the lead is up to 18 now. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
No return here for Calais, and this will be a touchback. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And with a little under a minute remaining, they may try to put something together here just to try to cut into that deficit.
And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number 1. Throwing on first down.
Huntley. They'll set up the screen to Taylor.
And some space here. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. Now the Seahawks call the second of their 3 timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half. On first and 10, Huntley. Eluding the pressure right. And for the third time here in this half, it's intercepted. William Jackson with a pick.
And the 49ers are going to take over at their own 41.
Boy, so another interception, CD, and it feels like he's starting to unravel a little bit.
And as you would expect, still a work in progress here in his second season. He has to start ironing out some of these mistakes, though, because now his head coach, his offensive coaches, they have to evaluate whether you keep playing him and let him work through it, or you start thinking about going to his backup.
The 49ers now going to use the first of their timeouts as the stoppage will come with 23 seconds to go till halftime. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw.
And that is knocked away in the middle of the field and incomplete.
Receiver coaches preach to their guys all the time. Separation, that's what's going to make the play successful. That time there was very little, and I think they were actually fortunate that it was only knocked away and not intercepted.
From the gun on third down, Jones. He's going to loft one deep left side here. Touchdown, 49ers!
In today's NFL, we talk about quarterbacks and their speed and accuracy, but there's still something about a guy slinging one downfield.
And you'd think on third down they'd just be looking for something right beyond the sticks, and I think they caught the defense flat-footed as a result because they decided they were going to take a shot right there, and it ended up being a big play.
Out of his end zone now is Calais. And he will be brought down here inside the 20. Good coverage as he's dropped at the 17.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense.
And we'll see how aggressive they want to be in these final stages before the half.
And he'll just push his way forward for a few as the clock will run. And with just 4 seconds left in this first half, a timeout call. They'll keep it on the ground again here. And they'll get this up over the 25 to the 26. So we've come to halftime after a very one-sided beginning to this one. As we'll send you back over to Orlando with our EA Sports Halftime Report, here's Jonathan Coachman. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3.
Forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half.
And that drives coaches insane, doesn't it? When they see that happen, it just doesn't feel right, does it? Plus, you're giving up yardage.
They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10 on their side of midfield at the 47. And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there, and it's 2nd down. So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. Looking to throw. Jones. He's going to have the hook up here to Chase. And he's brought down.
Well, I certainly don't want to pile on, but this defense has just not been up to the challenge in this game, and this continues as we see here. Coverage, not been very good. Soft in spots. There's an easy throw and catch for another 1st down.
Completes it to Fant on the right side. And he's taken down inside the 30.
And if anyone thinks they're just going to tuck their horns in and pull back off the throttle a little bit, you can forget it. Even with this big 3rd quarter lead, I think this team's going to continue to take their shots downfield, and there's another completion.
Going to throw deep for the end zone. And this ball incomplete. Looked very much to be a catchable ball and could not hang on. 2nd down coming up. To throw again on 2nd down. Jones. And a dangerous throw there as that's knocked down and incomplete.
And that's a nice job there because you've got to play the ball, not the man when in coverage. That'll keep you away from a lot of needless penalties, and he's able to knock that one away.
They'll look to throw again. Buying time to his left. Throw left side complete to Harry. And he went backwards. He'll be down at the 30. This will wind up a loss on the play. And that's going to bring up a 4th down. And Gold is able to put it through. So after 5 touchdowns offensively, hey, maybe it's time to get the kicker a little work, and he's able to connect there.
I love that empathetic side of you. You're worried about him getting some action, getting to be a part of the game. Well, he got in and got it done.
And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. They are right now just ice cold. I mean, they have struggled big time in this game, and they're getting blown out. And nothing but green grass here, middle of the field. The 20. And all the way in, touchdown Seattle. Jonathan Taylor, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Seahawks are able to close the gap just a bit. Gano the extra point, and that'll cut the lead back down to 21. Gano now following the touchdown here to kick it away. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. Now a play fake here on 1st down. Steps away. Catch is made by Harry. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds.
And while we may be looking at the scoreboard, this offense certainly is not, because they're showing no signs of backing down, even with a 3-score lead here in the 3rd quarter. I think they keep taking their shots. They've seen blown leads happen throughout this league. They don't want to fall victim to it themselves.
And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. A big play that time on the catch and run. So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. Back to throw. Jones. Flush to his right. And he wisely will throw that one away.
They've given up a few 1st downs on this drive, but getting the incompletion there, that should give them something to build on and maybe turn the tide.
2nd and 10 here as we roll along in quarter number 3 from Santa Clara. Again, he'll drop to throw. Quick slant caught by Chase. That'll leave them with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route, and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and get the quarterback a really nice target.
Escape, and he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Khalil Mack able to record his 5th sack of the season. The kick by Gold is good. And that will extend the lead out to 24. Only 3 points there, but I got to think at this point in the third quarter, that's all you're really looking for.
And right now the lead is 3 touchdowns and 3 two-point conversions. So you and I both know a huge order for the best of teams. And from what we've seen so far, hard to believe that that's a likely scenario. 3 two-point conversions? That's difficult.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And coming off a one-play drive that was so deflating for the defense, what's their mentality? How to breaks the tackle, now with Allen. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. 153 yards for him on the ground now, as he has been terrific here this afternoon. On first down, Huntley. To the right side, complete to Taylor. And he is brought down, but not before reaching the 30. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. Looking to throw. Huntley. Open man right side is Ingram. A gain of 6 there on first. Not a big window to throw. Coverage wasn't too bad there.
Yeah, they had him under wraps pretty well, but somehow able to muscle his way open and catch the ball.
To throw on second down. Huntley. And he's got it. Caught in the end zone for the Seahawk touchdown. Michael Pittman with 2 touchdowns on the season, both in this game. And the Seahawks are able to cut into this deficit here in the final minute of the third. The Seahawks offense staying put out on the field. They're going to go for 2. They'll let Taylor try and run. And he's going to go down right at the line of scrimmage. The defense left him with nowhere to go, and the try for 2 is denied. Gano now following the touchdown here to kick it away. Reed going to bring it out of the end zone. And no chance to get away as they'll get him down at about the 17-yard line. The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. And now you've got the clock winding down here in the third quarter. Your 3 scores to the good. What's your approach on this drive?
Too early to fully commit to playing the clock game. Yet at the same time, you're also not going pell-mell like you would in 2-minute offense. This is what NFL offenses call 4-minute football. Take the clock out of the game a little bit, wind it down.
And the Seahawk defense gets to him, and they bring him down. Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah in there to record the 2nd sack of his young NFL career. And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the third quarter has come to a close. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Forced out to his left. And the most curious way there to burn some clock. That was wild. And at the end of all that, it winds up a safety. All right, Charles, help me out here. Fourth quarter, you've got the lead, and you run backwards into the end zone. You're just trying to do too much.
I almost don't have words for it. But, you know, every coach that we talk to talks about running backs or people running the football, running north-south, getting upfield. He went way in the opposite direction, and that's going to cost his team.
Yeah, it cost him big time. Still leading, but it costs him. Huntley's throw here taken in by Ingram. And he'll get this up past the 25 before he's out of bounds. A gain of 6 there on first.
Looking to throw on second down. Huntley. That ball caught by Campbell. Touchdown, Seahawks. Paris Campbell, his second touchdown on the season. And the Seahawks are able to cut into that deficit. A nice throw there by the second-year quarterback.
And I don't believe that was the kind of play he would have made as a rookie, because usually your rookie season is a continuation of your college days. A lot of one read, and if you don't have it, you just take off and go. Now he's settled in the pocket a little bit more, reading the field and getting to a second and sometimes third progression. That was a nice play.
Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. Gano now following the touchdown here to kick it away. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. Things sure were looking good for them at the half. Heck, off the air, you and I were just saying they might run away with this thing and cruise to a victory. Not anymore.
Yeah, the cruise control has to be off at this point. Now you've got to mash the gas yourself. Again, who's going to step up and make a big play for you? Who's going to take care of business? Now that you're being pressed, it is definitely go time for them at this moment.
All of a sudden clinging to a slim lead and hoping to hold on to that lead. Now here's a throw that's complete. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40.
Well, that should be a reminder defensively, and I think it's a reminder to myself, because you just can't sell out to stop the run. There's still enough time that this offense can move the football through the air, even on first and second downs, and they obviously picked the right spot to throw the ball there.
And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes, but the best part for him, he's got second and third down to fall back on.
Now this one complete downfield on the left side, and they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds.
I'll tell you, far from ideal conditions to play in, but neither offense has had much trouble. Plenty of points to go around. 1st and 10.
Rolling to his right. And he'll be out of bounds, taking it just shy of the 10 at the 11 or the 12. Nice work to get 7 out of that, and it's second down.
Gibson here running out of the gun.
And he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line. How about this offensive line? They're really starting to establish themselves, take over this game.
And before the series began, I know exactly what was said in the defensive huddle. Guys, we got to get no less than a 3-and-out. Let's get off the field. Instead, they can't find any traction towards doing that. Right now, they're just getting muscled all over the field and getting pushed down it.
2nd and goal from the 6 this time. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. Toward the pylon, caught. Touchdown, 49ers. N'Keal Harry, his 2nd touchdown of the game, his 3rd on the year.
And the 49ers look like they're going to get back in the win column as they extend their lead here in this 4th quarter.
Gold able to tack on the extra point, and the lead is up to 15 now. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away.
No return here for Calais, and this will be a touchback.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And they're hoping to redo their efforts of the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there. Good yardage on the completion there, and when they look at the scoreboard, they do understand a field goal is not going to do them any good. My guess, they're going to press the ball downfield as far as possible, try and throw it into the end zone and get a score, because they know they've got to get that done and get the ball back as quickly as possible. Not only have they completed a couple on this drive, but they peeled off some pretty good chunks of yardage, too.
Absolutely. Great start. 2 nice plays in the pass game. Now can they continue to feed off that? Here's Huntley. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, 4th quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. To throw, Huntley. He'll let it go deep for Foster. And incomplete on the deep ball.
It's another zone defense. It looks like it's open for possibilities, but they did a nice job patrolling the middle of the field and forcing an incompletion.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Got a man complete. It's Taylor. And finally, down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7. So it's Seahawk football as we march toward a conclusion. They've got it 1st and goal as they look to punch in a late score. Oh, not sure he saw the linebacker there as that's batted down and incomplete.
Whew, that's certainly not the worst thing. It stops the clock and lets your offense catch its breath and lets us exhale a little bit. Now I expect them to call a couple plays in the huddle so they're ready if a tackle happens inbounds.
From the gun, it's Taylor. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. It'll go down as a 2-yard loss, and it brings up a 3rd down. Huntley. Touchdown! It's complete. Evan Ingram, his first touchdown on the year. And the Seahawks are able to close the gap just a bit. And now in a 9-point game, they'll still just need to go for 1 here. As this gets them back within a touchdown and a 2-point conversion.
Niners 48, Seahawks 40.
Gano now following the touchdown here to kick it away. The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. And this one now not quite over yet. Still 2 timeouts remaining defensively. And boy, and look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked off by Trayvon Diggs. A critical error there in a tight game of the 4th.
All you talk about is taking care of the football, and especially with a lead here in the 4th quarter. Turning it over, now the door is open for the opposition.
Just in general, when you're passing in the 4th quarter with a lead, no matter at what point, you got to be super careful.
You got to be careful, and sometimes you can be so careful that you end up running yourself into an error.
At the 27-yard line.
On 2nd down, it's Taylor. They follow up the gain of 5 by only getting 1 there on 2nd down. Now another timeout called for by the offense as they'll get it with just a shade under a minute to go in the game. An extra DB for the 49ers now on 3rd. Here's Huntley. And this pass broken up. The contact well-timed there, and now 4th down.
That means it's just one last chance left, and this has to be a 1st down or a touchdown, or this game's over.
1 score down. Here we go. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. Now Huntley. He's going to take a shot for the end zone. And that is incomplete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and the 49ers are going to get the football back. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And this one all over but the shouting, you might say. Now, there's one timeout remaining defensively, but probably no real need to use it here.
Yeah, the only time they would use it, strictly for pride.
At that time, the tackle by Malik Hooker. Charles, why didn't they just take the knee there?
You're asking the question that I'm asking as well, because we've seen a lot of football where coaches decide maybe they get a little greedy. I don't know if they're doing it for stats or for what reason. We've seen it happen in college. And how about in the NFL? The miracle at the Meadowlands. All they had to do was take a knee and the game was over. The Giants ran it one more time. Ball popped free. Philadelphia picks it up and wins the game.
What year was that?
1978. I think it was in November.
On second down, here's Gibson again. And he'll be taken down here, and that is how this one is going to come to an end. Well, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feeling like they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this and carry it with them.
And as an offensive coordinator, you just don't think you can do anything wrong. Whatever you call, run, pass, it's all going to work.
That's called being in the zone.
So for the 49ers, it'll be a .500 start as the win gets them back to 2-2. And they'll hit the road next week to take on the Arizona Cardinals. Meanwhile, for the Seahawks, they'll drop down to 1-3. And they'll have a chance at redemption next week at home against the Los Angeles Rams.